Says, woohoo. Ah, I'm on my Todd. There's nobody here. Have I gone live? Have I done that for nothing? Oh no. No, I'm definitely live. It's just me. Uh-oh. Wow. Who'd have funked that? Who'd have funked that? But that's not bad, because then I don't have to stay up. So, well, I can't thank everybody for coming and watching, because there's nobody here. So, basically, at least it saves me doing this, and then, oh, there's two. How's there two? You're not going to see me. Hello, whoever you are. I don't know if anybody popped in and popped out, but it doesn't look like it. But basically, I was just, hi, Luli, are you right? It seems that I have spoken to myself for, why is that counting up only a minute? I don't get that. Has this just come on live? Oh no. It's good to read you, Lily. I've got a problem now then, because that's only counting a minute, and I've been doing this for quite a bit. Which means all the stuff that I've been talking about has not been talked about. How does that work? Why is that the case? Oh dear. So I've been talking about the word mine. And it seems that if this is only counting a minute 40, which I don't understand, then I haven't been talking about the word mine. So I think mine is an important word, and I have talked about it because other people are using synonyms of it, like pineapple and barb, and words that are in there like leave, go, trove, keep, and now my mind's gone blank because I need to work them all out. Friday afternoon in America, people are not shuffling around. Yeah, I know, but it's 5 minutes past 11. I thought I'd do it. The idea of this is if I do a stream, then I don't have to do a video, then upload the video and do all that. So I just do the stream, put the information out, and then it gets recorded anyway. So it's good if people come in, but it's not always meant to attract people, just that I can get the information out. The only problem with this is I've been going longer than 3 minutes, but the clock is only counting 3 minutes. I don't know why that is. Scary. Just got back. 4 p.m. Mountain Time, so you are 7 hours behind. Ooh. You're selling your estate sale, or you went to buy something in an estate sale? Ooh. Yeah. I'm not overly fussed if people have come to watch it or not. Don't mean being horrible by that. I just wanted to get this information out, but it seems weird that whilst I have been talking, this has not been going live, and that doesn't make sense. According to this counter, I'm at 4 minutes. I've been here longer than 4 minutes. So I might have to do the same again and go back over the words that I've already gone over, which is crazy. Crazy. Buy a picker. Ooh. Hi, INFJ. Just been telling Lou Lee, I've just done the word mine, which is, pineapple, and it doesn't seem to have recorded it because it's only counting 4.5 minutes, and it took me longer than a minute to actually go through the word mine. So I don't know what bit's actually been recorded, whether it just started when I came back here to speak to the room, which is a bad thing because it's quite a lot of words. I think I'm going to have to do the same again. So there goes that quick video. Says I could nip to sleep and get up for work in the morning. So I shall endeavour to just talk about start again. So mine means quarry. So they didn't realise it was a chase they saw and not the quarry. But chase is also a synonym of mine and other synonyms that quarry means. But is there a reason why Forrest said that? So I'm going to go through these words again, unfortunately. Archaeological site, hole, cavity, ditch, trough, crater. I hope that it hasn't already recorded. I don't think it has. Lead, source, well, treasury, bonanza, reserve, reservoir, field, bed, spring, gold mine, treasure trove, pool, mass, bank, cash, collection, stack, lot, my lot in life, loads, heavy loads, water high, mess, don't mess with my poem, slew, SLEW, that sounds like slew, the creek where he lost his shoe, myriad, mountain, yard, bucket, cluster, trove. So these words that are in the poem. Happiness is the pot, force, array. I'll talk about Loran, but array. Carload, set, feast. My team Arsenal. Armory, avalanche, flood. Enough. Crop, sea, cradle, ocean, number, deal, Eldorado, vault, safe. I'm missing loads out because I've got to do this quick. Pot of gold, band, constellation, block, knot, parcel, battery, kit, cumulus, not Kit Carson, cloud, treasure, Rick, host, millions, all different kind of amounts, riches, jumble, many, not many more than two, even though several's here and it talks about gazillions and bazillions, cargo, stake, talked to somebody the other day in chat, STEAK, they said. I said, well, could have been worse, could have had a steak. I might. List, hole with a W, rainy day from Ghana, could that be Maverick? Tower, treasure trove, hidden treasure, miles, pyramid, Bing. Is anybody cruising the internet? No, use Bing. We had Yahoo the other day. Capital. Legion. Treasure chest. Body. If it ever comes back, my last gasping breath. Measure. As much as any man can measure or even out. If you joined us, hello. I'm just running through these. Drift, shift, drift, and adjust. Third. Bag, box, army, swarm, horde, carton, crate, dozens. Can't believe I missed several. Jam, crowd, fortune, plant, drop, whopper, flock, materials, plug, holding, is that an LLC, hack, who hacked me? Money safe for a rainy day. Can't believe I said that. Bomb, shell, rocket, torpedo, grenade, shot, pineapple, TNT, dynamite, fireworks. All these things that Forrest talked about. Mortar. The bullet was shot. Both words are here. Shot and bullet. Nuclear bomb, dart, arrow, barb, bolt, slug. Usain Bolt that was talked about. The slug. Slugs. Drain. Channel. Canal. Gully. Chase. So we had quarry, now we've got chase. Ditch. We'll ditch the plane. The moat. Dike. Ha-ha. Not ha-ha-ha, just two ha-has, but that's a good word, ha-ha is. For finding something. Sewer. Pipe. Course. Aqueduct. Chute. Remember the parachute. Main street. Sink. Track. Stream. Pit. Dip. Leading. Strange word to use in that scrapbook or something. Drill. River. Fissure. Creek. Now this word is in the poem as in creek, but so the other words, canyon. So what did Forrest actually mean when he was saying all this? Hole, cavity, canyon, creek. Was it a river? Was it a creek? Was it a crack? Was it a pothole? Take it in the wheel track, cavity, vein, chamber, runway. So was it a airport? Ravine. The potholes. Remember the potholes in the main street? We just had main and potholes. Depot. Cash, fund, safe, vault, treasure, bank, magazine, oracle, treasure trove, storeroom, treasure chest, war chest, reserve, hoard, garner again, source, stock, collection, pool, my team again, well, barn, mass, range, tank, stream, fountain, bin, I'm going past some, box, body, cellar, bunker, gallery, museum, Fort Knox, pantry, cradle, yard, shed, number, fort, case, trunk, chest, stable, Spence, Mr. Josh Jordan, Ark, Holdings, LLC maybe, terminal, what everybody thought was terminal cancer, so mine spots, bottomless well, horn of plenty, treasure, kitty, and the milk, so we had milk and kitty, so those kittens having their drink. And there's loads. Shell, rocket, missile, bomb, grenade, torpedo, shot, dynamite, same ones. Pineapple, projectile. Remember wars on wars. Forrest was talking about. Excuse me. TNT, quarry, delve was my Devil's Tower thing. Shovel. Remember the shovel, the spade. Missing a few, but they're not necessary. Sink, spade, open, empty, punch, puncture, make, drive, pit, bulldoze, plough, put, riddle, rake, enter, turn, observe another turn, spoon, shift, we've got a shift and drift, to reveal, throw, pass, dent, ditch, as in ditch the plane, or other dishes. Probe, poke, that was all about AGK when I first came in. We talked about probing and poking and prodding. Ridge, bang, search, read, drain, draft, tip, bleed, milk, collect, release, run off, plenty of run off, pull, I'm going to pull the chest, abstract, gets abstract after that, bailout, went through my bailout procedures, take, express the pony, drive to the first clue, isolate, still missing a few, going past a few just to get quick, gut, have the gut feeling, leave, why is it I must go and leave my trove for all to seek, jettison, missing a few, shed, slash, fleece, throw, erase, abandon, who would abandon this? Treasure, fiddle, trifle, zero, shift, move with confidence, shift, drift and adjust, fish out, move, pull, draw, prize, release, free, garner, not doing it much justice, but take, collect, screen, retrieve, weed, untangle, lever, divide, jerk, Jack is a jerk, fish, rescue, part, lift, worm, force, tap, dig. Sorry if this is boring, I'm just looking through it. So bail out again, let off. Prospect, look, seek, so these again words in the poem. Search, so look quickly down, and then you have seek as well. It's like leave my trove for all to seek. Dig, spy, quest, so look, seek, quest, and there are others. Chase down, look all over hell, and then look in high heaven. So we've had hell, we've had the clouds and that. Different souls that I would have gone through because of these words. Scrabble, which I did. Chase, which I did. Eldorado, which I did. Go. Why is it I must leave my trove? So we've had trove, we've had seek, got go. So basically mine. Or pineapple. Or mudlark, or check. Or wade, or beat, screen, go over, trail, find, follow, sniff out like a prawn sniffing dog. Follow, What?
Why would that go off?
What?
The alarm.
What alarm?
The alarm on the car.
I don't know. Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Apparently the alarm's going off on the car. Probably a cat or something. 2 shakes of the lamb tail.
What can you do? Oh, it's just stopped.
Oops, sorry about that. Apparently the car alarm went off. I didn't hear it. But everyone says it did, so everything's okay. Run, field, profit. Yeah, be with you in a minute. Da-da-da. Guide, effect, drive, pilot, be in saddle. Sponge, catch, ride, nail, take. I think I've said the important ones, to be fair. Make, press, source, try. If the try is sincere. Hack again, compass. Keep. I can keep my secret where. Make it. If I can make it happen. Do to a T. So I don't think it came up from the last time I said it. But so when I did Where the Treasure Lies and Try the Heel, and obviously Troy did Try the Wheel, but also to that there's Try the Law Wheel. So do to a T. And one's wings. So if that's a pilot, then in the Air Force, then you're earning your wings. As far as an angel, do the trick, get there, trigger. Kickstart, not jump start. Decrypt, decipher, scan. I think that's it. So, sorry about that, and let's see if it's worked this time. Wow. Okay. Hello. Sorry, you've been talking about amongst yourselves. Hi, John. I think he's reading from the word. Yes, I am. Yes, I wanted to read it quickly because obviously, I need to get some sleep to go to work. But I wanted to put this out, and I didn't want to put it out before. But people talk about these things now, so it doesn't matter. Like Spence and pineapple and stuff like that. So I think that was Azure Blue who brought it up, and mine's, part of mine, of the word mine. So I just wanted to, now that I don't feel as bad, just putting that out there. So some of those words are in the poem, and I think, fairly important as to understanding, some of the things that Forrest was saying in regards to the chase. Me and Dave were talking, and again, it's hard to know who's who in regard to how the chase is supposed to unfold, but it's quite possible that if the man from the East, Dave, decides to bring a court case, and it's not about the chest, it's just about trying to prove that there's fraud. Because of how it looks in the chase, it wouldn't be too difficult to prove that something was going on. So if he's not trying to prove that his solve is correct, and he's just trying to prove that, things don't make sense, then it's quite possible to prove things that don't make sense if you don't understand the chase. So the only way to prove that things are real is to give out the real answer, if that's what Dave is trying to do. If he's just trying to draw out the real answer. Because I'm not saying his solve is incorrect, but his solve has many holes and can be shot down. But if that's not what he's trying to do, if all he's trying to do is prove that, things aren't what they should be, then, that would be an easier case than, my solve is correct, because he can't prove that his solve is correct without, a higher authority that says, yes, it is correct. And whilst he believes his solve is 100% correct, I don't think that's what he's trying to say. I think he's trying to say that Charlot's done him out of it, and he's, gone against Forrest, and, it's all fake. So if he's just doing that, that is a concern, that in order to prove him incorrect, that it's not fraud, you would have to give out the solve. Not that, that worries me about the solve coming out, but it just seems more possible that it's supposed to be done that way in order to prove that the solve is correct and that he is incorrect. But there's that fine line between, is Dave working with or for Forrest, or unknowingly working, to help this something ends the chase sort of thing. Paul Marriott, what are you trying to do? You have spent time. What did I get from my time? I got to speak to some happy people, apart from you, Paul. Hi, Luck, how are you? 36 hours, is that how much it is? Well, unfortunately, I don't get paid for doing this, but see, I get peace of mind by doing this. So, whilst I'm not an authority on what is correct and what isn't correct, information that I have that could or could not be, worthwhile information, I have disseminated into the chase. And people can decide whether to take that information on board or not. So, Paul, what I have done, I have eased my burden about knowledge that I have that is potentially, maybe, could, help other people in their stress through this time. The only thing is, it was done because the people say that they are searchers and they want answers. But they may all just be, Chase Gov, Chase Inc., Chase Underground, whatever, and may not need any answers at all. Does that help? Am I the only one who knows the truth? That would depend on what your truth is. Did I say to Dave or did I say it on video? Might have said it to Davey. So I will say to you that it is nearly Saturday, bar 25 minutes. That's my truth. You will tell me your truth and say, no way, it's nowhere near that. It's probably only 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. This will still be my truth, and that will still be your truth. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I know my truth says it's 25 to 12. You won't convince me of anything else. The truth is it's 25 to 12. So, whilst people say they know the truth, depends where you're standing and who you are talking to as to what that truth is. Now, no one should be stressing, but people give the impression that they are stressing, that they want answers to why they found a chest and didn't get nothing. Yeah, well, I believe in other people's truth, so I could believe Paul if he told me it was, 7 o'clock. I could believe him, bearing in mind if I deduced that, they were 7 hours behind and because of the time, blah, blah, blah. And I could believe that truth. I don't have to. I mean, he could be in Spain for all I know, and he could tell me that. But it's possible to have many truths and everybody be correct in that truth that they give. And it's possible to believe all of those truths. Very possible. If you have an open mind. It's only when you close your mind to what if that you have those arguments. So I try to open my mind and fill others with some what ifs, and they can choose whether to accept those pieces of information or ignore them. Doesn't matter. But I shared that information. Well, unfortunately, I believed all of my souls until I chatted with Forrest, and by chatted I mean remember things that he said, and read the poem. And then it was like, no, you idiot. What did I say to you? I'm like, but you said, and he said, exactly. And I'm like, okay, not that one then. But I have a very open mind. That's exactly why I know. Good. Then why have you shared it? That's just cruel. That's just cruel, cruel, cruel. I I think everybody was supposed to solve it, and that's the issue. Everybody was supposed to solve it, and they all solved it, but they're not prepared to admit that somebody else solved it as well. They think there was only one solve. Well, there probably is only no. There's more than one solve. There's more than one answer, more than one solution, more than one whatever you want to believe is correct. But it was designed to have many answers because Forrest admitted that, or there was some debate about whether that S should be there. The answers or the answer I already know. But Forrest says, it doesn't make a difference to the soul. It's funny how it's buffering on me. No, it's buffering because my laptop is absolutely useless. It's probably buffering on everybody. Hey, very good girl. It just doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. That's the whole point. That's why it's called chaos, and that's why it's called the cold. None of it's supposed to make sense because things aren't what they seem. But if maybe, just maybe, you were to, well, you already know, so there's no point telling you, think a little differently, read it a little differently, then maybe. Why is it obvious that I'm a good guy? It isn't supposed to make sense. The whole point of it is to give those who are what? Well, you're already in the know, so you should know. But those that are in the know will know anyway. Those that aren't in the know have the option to be more in the know than they are. If that makes sense. That's not saying that I have all the answers, but that is saying that my belief is Forrest could only hide it in the words. So understanding the words gets you halfway there. Then once you're halfway there, you can understand those things like solve the first two and you're halfway there, metaphorically speaking. You can understand those sort of things. A few people, yes, John, a few people know lots of things, but how many is a few? I just did, mine, and the word several comes up, and many comes up, and gazillions and trillions and bazillions, and all those words come up. So how many is a few? Which is, probably why Forrest asked that question. Not many more than two. Not bazillions more than two. Trillion more than two. A million more than two. So just trying to understand those statements that Forrest made is why I do these hippo word app things. And there are lots of things to know. That is, the thrill of the chase. There's lots of things to know. What you think you know, you don't know. And what you don't know is several things. Lots. Happiness is the pot. And Forrest was, looking at his lot in life. And those words at some point come together. And you try and work out why that's the case, or you should try and work out why that's the case. And Barb did a video, about minds and stuff, and Azure Blue asked a question about some Mr. Wells or Miss Wells or someone having pineapple mind, and that just put my attention back to the word mind. What does it mean? And it's okay to say it now because people are already talking about it. So but I'd like to know what the truth is that you know, Paul. So, John's saying people know lots of things, and you're saying you know the truth. So then you must know everything, as opposed to lots of things. When you look at the word like, I can keep my secret where, then you have in there trove, go, quest, seek, look. There's no coincidence that those words are in the poem. Then you factor in things like bold and brave, and at some point you can make an argument about what was being talked about, and then you can put one foot down and then step on it, which is what I tried to do. I tried to do everything that Forrest said. Now, I think I had a discussion with Street about him saying if you put one foot down and step on it, you're going nowhere. But I can say that if I put my foot down and step on it, then I'm going faster, and I am going somewhere. Because if you put your foot down and step on it, that means you're putting your foot down on the gas and you're going quickly. So you could take that two different ways, and that's how Forrest used to speak. If you just took the first answer and didn't even try to think about what it could possibly mean, then you possibly were failing. So putting one foot down and stepping on it, you have to think, what else could have been meant. I'm not saying it does mean you put your foot down and go faster. I'm saying, look, it doesn't have to just be the first thing that you think of. It could be something else. Yeah, I think a synonym is Mario. Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's possible that some people do know and don't have to tell us. So the reason I was doing this one is because, Dave is man from the East going to court, and he either is or is not part of the chase. And if he's not part of the chase and he's going to court, he's not going to court to get everybody to believe his soul. And I can't say that his soul is incorrect, but it's probably less correct than others. But if he's going there just to prove that there is, things aren't what they seem, then that's the case. Things aren't what they seem, and they were designed not to be what they seem. So it's possible that if that's his aim, will bring out the answer. Will end the chase, and maybe something that ends the chase. In order to prove that things are meant to be this way, it may be that the soul has to come out. So at some point, all of the information pool that I have put on YouTube is accessible. I'm not saying that's going to be important. I'm just saying, what if it is? Or what if, the solver needs it? Or if Dave tries to prove that this is false, then every person in the chase who has a solve is, waiting behind him to be correct in order that they will do the same thing. So either, I'm not talking about his solve. It's not about, I don't think it's about his solve. His solve will not, stand up. It won't. But if he's trying to say that, it's not as it seems, then he may be correct. It's not as it seems. And I'm not 100% sure what his argument is in relation to why he's going after Shiloh and saying that it's fraud. And what, I don't think he's going in there to say, look, my solve's correct and, I deserve something. I think he's saying it's fraud. I deserve something. Thank you, John. I will have a great night because I'm going to go to sleep. I hope your mission is successful. Well, blame Forrest for that Maverick stuff, or Garner stuff, as mine would be. Tell what I know, but they don't believe it. So, but tell what I know. To be fair, Lulu, I haven't heard much of what you said because you were with Street and Brutal Truth and those. I didn't really watch many of them. Not because I didn't want to hear what they said, but it was just swearing and screaming and stuff. That wasn't really what I wanted to listen to. Well, that's why I've just said what I've just said. I think the truth has been told in a roundabout way. I think Forrest was always saying, look, here's the truth. It's a bit weird, but here's the truth. Here's the truth. It's a little bit weird, but here's the truth. Here's the truth. It's a little bit weird, but here's the truth. If you're prepared to look further than, what's actually right in front of your eyes. So the confirmation bias video came out, I think, to help. Then the New Mexico videos came out. The pictures in the lawyer's office, they all came out as a road to the eventual truth. But it was clear that, it wasn't. Forrest said, you have to tell the truth, but not all of the truth, or something like that. So the truth was being told, but not all of it. So people were left to make up their own minds as to how much truth there was. And Forrest made it obvious that it wasn't exactly 100% truthful, but some of it was. And it was done for a reason. I believe it was done for a reason to make it happen. So the truth came out as much as could possibly be correct in order to make it happen. Hi, Lucky Digger. It's good to see you. Now, I believe the truth is out there. It's just hidden in plain sight, as it were. Are you the church lady? Yeah, it's just, you couldn't, like if it was this time of night and everybody's sleeping, it probably wouldn't matter. But more often than not, it was during the day and it was just too much. I mean, I swear I don't, don't think that I don't, but, I didn't think there's any need for it. And you'd have to go for a whole load of that just to get a little bit of something. which again wasn't. So it's called the brutal truth, but some of the stuff just, it wasn't as truthful as brutal could be. Thank you, like that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. So there were some bluffs. I bet it was difficult. Yeah, just I I don't get why he's doing what he's doing. So I was speaking to Dave and I said, I don't understand if he's part of the chase, then it could be just that it ends when, he's put to the sword and the real truth comes out. And if he's not part of the chase, then possibly the only way to stop him is with the real truth, because he's not trying to make his solve correct. He's trying to say, Shiloh's a liar and the chase has been taken away from everybody by Shiloh or something. Hi, Davey B. Good morning to you. I'm not in the morning yet. I'm still hanging on to Friday night for dear life so that I can get some sleep. Yeah, I just I don't know. Excuse me. I just don't get how. While I can't say his solve is wrong, it's just it doesn't. The way I look at it is Forrest is telling the truth. We even with all the shenanigans and 15% and the embellishment and everything else. So when I look at Dave's solve, I just think, how is that possible? Well, and I said to Davey, I said to you, Davey, up to a point, it's a great solve, and then where it ends and how it ends and the place, it's like, what? No, I can't agree with that because it makes Forrest a liar. It's not in water. It's not, 200 foot, somebody 200 foot from it, lots 500 feet from it. It's not, if I told you the home of Brown, you go right to it. It's not sold the first two clues, blah. It's not any of those things. It's not, well, no. Oh, beautiful day in New Mexico. I just have no idea what. So if he's a real searcher, I have no idea what he's doing. And if it's just part of the chase, then maybe it's part of bringing out the end. But if he's a real searcher, I mean, he is so far from. I don't know. I can't say he's incorrect. His soul is in the poem. But Forrest said, everybody's getting positive results from. I don't know. Everybody's supposed to solve it. And I don't get why people aren't agreeing that other people can solve it as well. Bear in winter. You want that? What is it? Torpor? Whatever it is. Talking to F about your solution before he died meant something. Yeah, so I did email Forrest a lot, and probably too many times to be fair. But well, why couldn't he told them before? Why does it have to be post find? Yeah, Davey B was saying that Forrest has said that Dave's solve was wrong and Barb's solve was wrong. And so I said to Davey that if Forrest did do that, then that gives them an advantage, because if you're told that your solve is wrong, then you can go and start another one. Which is tough on the rest of the people who haven't been told their solve is wrong and stuck with it. So he told Barbara and he told Dave, and yet both of them, who have been told by Forrest that their solve is wrong, is still adamant that their solve is correct. Yeah. And I was one of them solvers. I was positive, and I'm not kidding you. I probably, well, Forrest, if Forrest was here now, he would tell you I told him lots of different solves, because there are lots of different solves in that poem, and only when you go through them do you know where you are in the end. You go through that many, do that many different things, and each one of them could end the chase. I keep talking about the stuff that I do, but one of them was mail a coin by sliding those lines, just like try the heel, and where the treasure lies. That information that you get from there could end the chase, and I went through those. Um, plus the individual letters, plus the anagram, plus the game of chess, Scrabble, Tig, canasta, story, all sorts of different things in that poem. I did loads of them and had loads of solves, and I've had solves in Montana, Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, and I've been at Casper, I've been at Wind River, I've been all over. I've been in Matitsi, I've been in New Mexico in a foundation, I've been in a garage lockup. I've been all sorts of solves, and they all are 100% correct. And then you listen to what Forrest says, and it's like, oh no, everything's correct bar that. Those things, and then you start again, and then this is good, and then you start again, and that's how everybody's solve is. It's perfect, because they don't put it against what Forrest said. They just look at their solve and say, yeah, it's brilliant, until somebody says, yeah, but your solve is below 5,000 foot or above 10,200 feet, or your solve doesn't have this in it, or your solve, you can't go straight to the home of Brown, or you can't. When you do those sort of things, your solve will fall apart. If you're not prepared to do that, then you'll never know, and you'll believe you're 100% correct. But I did it. I did it, and it was like probably the best worst thing to happen, because then you knew that you were wrong. You could start again instead of just believing, in the foolishness. Forrest made all of those solves. He knew the answers. He told us. Like I said in that video yesterday, I've done it flat tire, and I've done it. Yeah, I've done it flat tire, and now I'm out of gas. That poem could read a lot different, but Forrest told us about his flat and the puncture, which I've just told you about in this word. And it's like Forrest found a way of telling people the story by using words that don't mean what you think they do. Bill's solve was based on 6 degrees of separation. Yeah, so I saw a bit of Barbara today. Yeah, Bill, everybody's positive. And they should be, because if you don't believe in your soul, why have you got one? Some of these thought, he told them because he knew. Maybe luck, maybe he did, but he said he thought of everything. So Forrest, something ends the chase. So Forrest knew that something ends the chase. Excuse me. And he said he couldn't end it. And he said, he wouldn't tell his mother. So all of these things have to line up. Otherwise, Forrest is a liar. And I don't think Forrest is a liar. So, well, Bill seems to be, 6 degrees of separation from everybody. Excuse me. Well, that's something that I said. It wouldn't bother me if it was, south of Santa Fe, because it depends what he was talking about. He gave rules for the chest. I don't think he gave any rules for the trove, which is another word that I've just read off. One of whose clues? One of Forrest's clues, or one of Bill's? So, according to the poem, that tipping of the hat wasn't for Bill. It was for somebody else. Need no hot coffee. Yeah, so it wouldn't bother me if the solve wasn't, or the place wasn't. Well, it wouldn't bother me if it was on the edge of the universe. If you've never been to the edge, how will you know? So, I'll reiterate: there has to be a simple solve, and there has to be a difficult but not impossible solve. They can't both be the same solve. And if you only have one solve, then I don't believe you solved the poem, because there was 2 things on offer at least. Forrest said as much. So, in the hints or clues or whatever you want to call them that he gave, especially at the book. But in the Moby Dickens interview, he said, "Does anybody know about my secret treasure?" Secret? You haven't got a secret treasure. You told us all about it. Unless you have got a secret treasure, which means there's 2 things. And then once you find the chest, so why is it I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? And then how does that work? And then how do you get title to a gold, chest full of gold? You don't. So there's another reason why Forrest said, I'll give you title, because it's something else. Has to be. And trust me, I went through a lot of different things to even the capital letters in the book. I made up a whole paragraph out of letters and words. And I don't know, Forrest must have thought I was tripping with some of the stuff that I sent to him, and probably wondered, what is this? But those are all possible solves. Now, I don't know if Forrest knew all of them. I have no idea. I assume that he did, and that's why I sent the information that I sent. But maybe I was just freaking out with different ideas. Yeah, there's a back door in the poem and a trap door. It is important to find us back the real solution. Yeah, absolutely is important. The whole point of me doing what I'm doing is that Forrest can make happen what he wanted to make happen. The thing is, maybe, maybe the solver didn't do it in the order that Forrest expected, or maybe didn't give the information in the way that Forrest expected, or maybe didn't use the book in the way that Forrest expected. But I think that, with Forrest saying the treasure is found, somebody did find it, correctly or incorrectly. But I do believe there's someone out there who knows who knows there is and was more to what Forrest wanted. I don't think going for the back door is wrong. I think Forrest had that as a solve that somebody should have. Dave's solve is a solve that somebody should have. But I don't believe it's a solve that you know has all the bits that are needed to to make a trove. Trapdoor, really? Yes, a trapdoor, a bell, a key, trapdoor. Well, yeah, there are lunatics, but again, I don't know how much of the chaos is by design or because people are really greedy and just crazy. Yeah, like trappers using cancer on a trip line. Yeah, absolutely. But helping, finding the trapdoor, helps with all the other stuff. I'd rather get my information from the person. Not Bear trap. I think all the souls are good. I think they are meant to be the soul that they're meant to be. I just think when you put them up against what Forrest's statements are, then each soul has its own failing. Well, that chest, like I've said in my other videos, that chest had me going to America and only realizing when I was in America, standing on a small ridge, I suppose you could call it. I was thinking, even if you got it, even if you got it, how are you going to get it home? That shows how much I was not thinking correctly. And I believe other people could be the same. But once you realise that, it's not just about gold or diamonds, rubies, emeralds, whatever was supposed to be in the chest, the poem, opens up and it's different. Trap would not spring. Man-made cross is not involved, I don't think. No, nothing man-made. A man-made structure of any kind is not involved. God-made cross is. Ooh. Talk about comic books. I think the important thing was you only needed the poem. And once you start going away from the poem, it was getting harder to find. Dennis seems to know quite a bit. Yeah, I think the scrapbooks were a way of telling people if they were correct or not correct, and also to steer people in the right direction. And again, most of it was, for me, was the words. It was like, hang on a minute, why have you used that word? Or those people, I did Peter Pan souls, Alice in Wonderland souls. I did so many different souls. El Dorado, Seven Cities of Gold, Edward Teach. Um, and these are in the poem. They're not searching the internet, just in the poem. I don't see anything wrong with using the scrapbooks then. Well, you say that, but those bones are in the poem. Hush. I'll try not to go out of the poem to find the information. And those bones you talk about are in the poem. So I remember Forrest saying that he buried a dog by a wall or something. Yes. Oh, did he say that? If you really want to solve it, use the book. I didn't know he said that. I just went through that poem from every which way, and I believe I have as much information as Forrest needed someone to have. Let me find the gold bones. Ireland, when you find the gold bones, you're supposed to leave them and only sign contract. Contract with a movie deal. Ojo Caliente. Take the chest and go in peace. Take the chest but leave my bones. Of course I believe it. Like I say, here it's 12:15 in the morning, and there is your time, and both of them are true. So, don't have to be there or do it to believe it. The truth is everyone free. Yeah, I believe that. How trusted, how you doing? A mine. It's a mine, trusted. You wouldn't believe it, but it is mine. It's not a grenade. Or it could be a grenade, it could be an atom bomb, it could be loads of things, but a mine was the word that I used. Which means lots of other important poem words. You didn't miss much. And I could have done it as one of my early videos, but I didn't want to open the door, as it were, too soon. Although I did use, some of the words that are there that could, make you see it. Yes, pineapple pie as well. So the old lady, the beautiful old lady, who would break the pies for Forrest. I think Azure Blue asked if somebody, I can't remember how he phrased it or she phrased it, owned a pineapple mine or something. And I thought, well, Barbara's talking about mines, Azure's talking about the pineapple, and I already know the information, so I'll put it out and explain how those two things could come together. Wow. Well, like I said, just nip over into to this one. Um, that's some going, that is. That's what happens when you retire. You do more work than you used to do. That's some going, that is. I don't know, Hush. I thought that's what I was doing. But, if you choose to believe that, then I haven't hid anything. I have lots of different souls, and I've told everybody, each and every one of them, which, I believe has some information. Make it way too high, trust in moving almost do it. No one is saying that you haven't. Just, I think others are helping too. Definitely working way too hard. Well, then you must have helped somebody, do the right thing. Hello, Lorraine. Yeah, pineapple, mine. It was, so I caught a bit of Barb's show towards the end, and even Barb is a word for mine and pineapple. So Azura asked a question about the pineapple mine, and I was expecting Barbara to say something different than what she said, but I thought, I would bring it out. And obviously, pineapple's mentioned in the book. The beautiful old lady who would break him in half for Forrest to be able to have them. Yeah, at the beginning of the program or stream or whatever you call it, I went through the Words and Hippo word app, and you wouldn't think that a pineapple was a mine or the other stuff. The go, keep, leave, trove, treasure chest, trove, chest, blah 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 blah. It's just a way of trying to understand. Maybe Forrest could have been saying this instead of something else. Well, I don't know. Someday he'll be getting AI to do it for him. I think street is closer than you think. They might even be working together. Trusted, you're making me want to go over to America and have a look. It's pretty impressive, I've got to admit. Thinking those days are behind me. Well, Street did say at one point that he was disappearing, and then he didn't, and now he has. Mind you, so did John. John said that he was going to disappear, and he didn't disappear. Although the poem said he would. Do we have to say his name 3 times and then, spin around a couple of times and do stuff? Is that just Beetlejuice? Godchild. Well, I have not looked specifically for a godchild, but there are people who I believe are helping Forrest who have a nice family tree that is in the poem. Greg, has he? Well, the reason that Taylor Allison Swift, is it Taylor Allison Swift? In the poem, Taylor Allison Swift. Yeah, I think it says Taylor Allison Swift. So she's in the poem, so is her family tree. Even Finley's in the poem, and Finley has something to do with Forrest. But it's possible to forgot where I was going with this. So does the poem central? So it's possible that the reason why people are saying these things is because, they're supposed to be saying these things. The thing is, the nearer we get to the end, the more information that hasn't come out probably come out. If that makes sense. So there'll be other solutions and other people's names that will be mentioned. Like before, we had Elton John and those sort of people. And Taylor Swift, etc. But there'll probably be other names. Supper is almost over. Well, supper was over a long time ago, nearly 12:30. So I'm in the camp of Forrest saying things are not what they seem, and words don't mean what you think they do. So that word pineapple, no one's going to associate with some of the words that are in the poem and, mine. And could that be what Forrest was doing, in the interviews, in the scrapbooks, in the book? Were there pointers that said, if you know this, then that could help you? And again, I'm not, trying to say anybody else is incorrect. So those people that say, look, I'm the solver, aren't, I know what it is, then I'm not saying. I think most people have done stuff that's shady. That's the issue. Pine is a tree. Apple is the... Yeah, that's true. And that's what Jack said, And that's why you have to know that it was Wyoming. Because Jack did say the cowboy state. So whether you believe it's, 9 Mile Hole or Medicine Wheel or Wind River or, anywhere, you have to believe that it's Wyoming because Jack said a cowboy state where he was going to lie under a tree, with his hat on or something. Aha, for whom the ding dong tolls. Hi, pirate, how are you? Looking cool in them glasses. No, no. But, there's 9 Mile Hole, a reference to something else. I think all the information that Forrest has allowed to permeate the chase is for a reason. Oh, you're doing all good, all good. Those words were very young. Those words were very young. Well, Forrest said if he was younger or young, he would get it himself. That in itself must have been, a hint, because Forrest had only, what was the word? Tired it. I've done it 79 or 80. So the word tired is septuagenarian, octogenarian, which could be 79 or 80, couldn't it? And so he did it 79 or 80. I've done it tired. So in that bit there, Forrest is saying, I've done the first bit, and now I'm this bit. Wisdom? What, you read in the chat? You won't get much wisdom from me. But the pipe wrench is here. See, I can't even dare say he is the man. He is the person with the wrench. And wielding it well, it looks like. Those woods were very young. Those woods were very young. I'm not sure which woods those were. Yeah, we only have power wrenches, no monkey wrenches. And no thrown wrenches in, the chase. Or a spanner in the works, or whatever they say. Sahara pipeline laid by 500 men in a day. I believe Jack to be modelled on an incredible soul based on how the people that was too much to read. I don't know if I'm getting tired or the writing's going. Let me see if I can. This is so that audio and video of Forrest Masters their plan to twist his words. Forrest can. Thanks for the show, how we get on. Thanks, Luck. I won't be running, that's for sure, but hope you have success in whatever you're running for. Thanks for the visit. Cheers, Luck. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I'm not, like I say, I can read that bit. I believe Jack to be modelled on uncredited soul based on how the people talking about it claim things off people. So the problem with the chase is Forrest set it up that words don't mean what you think they do. Nothing is as it seems. So whilst you are trying to make an opinion based on the words that you have and the images that you see, the words don't mean what you think they do, and the images don't mean what you think they do. So how can you have an assessment on that? Unless you look at them differently, whatever answer you have is going to be incorrect, because those words aren't what you're supposed to be thinking they are. And those images that you see the same. They're not what you think they are, which has been, expressly given to all of us by Forrest. I looked up all those words. I looked up all the nouns. You need all those words. No, you don't need all those words, but it's risky to ignore any of them. Those statements are not just, throwaway statements. They're important statements. If you are still believing in the words that you've read and you're still believing in the images that you see, after Forrest expressly said, don't, you're never going to find a real answer because you are looking at the wrong information, in my opinion. Wow. My dad was a gardener, well, a worker, full stop. But so he would have allotments, and he started with one allotment, and then he ended up with the whole area, done with the council's blessing, and he did it all. He dug a well, all sorts of things, made it amazing. I'm afraid I can't. Oh, pineapple. Oh, pineapple. I'm not sure what the O is for. So the pineapple is a mine. So Azure Blue, I don't know if that's you, asked a question about somebody Wells who owned the pineapple mine in Barb's chat, and Barb is a synonym of the word mine. So I thought, while the information is already out there, now I don't mind putting it out even more because people are aware of it. Opine. Opine. Apple. So, what could that mean? Why pineapple broken in half? Those two, the Forrest could afford to eat those pineapple pies by that beautiful old lady. So if pineapple is a trove, why is it that I must go and leave my pineapple for all to seek? Hmm. Hmm. So the idea is read the poem differently with different words, and you may have, a different poem, or a second poem even, or a first poem that Douglas saw, which was too easy. Who live in, who live in a pineapple under the sea? Wow. Well, apparently the other day we were all living in a yellow submarine, so. How's the ship coming on anyway, pirate? We were going to go join your crew and. Yeah, he's too late, Lucky. He's already given the answer. Pineal gland spirituality. Yeah, that was so Kiwi was using that a bit, and he said penal, not pineal, which is a bit weird, or something like that. Anyway. Well, it won't be long before I'm hitting the hay, or in the land of Nod, or however you want to say it. So tired today. Have you been overdoing it? That was a program I never really watched, SpongeBob. Oncoming statue at the Vatican touched it. Wow, you went to Italy. Mm. Did you see this Colosseum? And the blazes on the tree. Mm. Yeah, bet you're impressed with that. Well, I can see why you would think that. A zoo? Think, did I do a video? Yeah, I did a video with a tree with a laser, but not necessarily the answer. But yeah, at the beginning of this stream, I put the synonyms up, and yes, a nuclear bomb and all sorts of things were involved. Fakers are losing badly. I love how their fan rock is a cheap imitation of the fan petroglyph. The cipher love to modelling on me. Well, so you took no notice of the bison crossing then? Just that they were at Fen Rock. Do you think that might have been, I'm not saying it is or isn't, but do you think that might have been Cody? The bull? I'm not saying it is or isn't, I'm just saying what if there's a different reason why the bison was crossing the river? But for them to be modeling on you, they would have to know your soul inside and out. Do they just know it, all the souls, and everybody's thinking, that bison crossing the river at Fen Rock is because of my soul. I wonder if Bill thinks it's partly to do with his, or if Dave, Man from the East, thinks there's a Superman bison comic or a bison character. Probably is a bison character in one of those comics, and that's why they put that video out. All over the world tonight, all over the world. At the bison, she cared about doing the repetitions on. How can you, without confirming it with Cynthia, how can you say that? So you don't think that it has anything to do with the fact that the river was really high one month, 1 year, and not so high the next year, but it is really high this year. So my mum and dad are from Firenze near Naples, which is in the northern part of Italy. You'd have to swim a lot though, Davy, to get there. Is the first permanent double flushing of the permanent to be read back? But so the simple poem, probably begin it where warm waters hold, is all you need. Take it in the Kenya down, maybe. And if I told you the Homer Brown, you go right straight to it, and all of those things. Solve the first clue, blah blah blah. Becomes abstract. No, solve the becomes academic. Solve the first two clues is academic. Solve the first two clues. 50% there, metaphorically speaking. All of those things. Simple. So there could someday. America's big enough to do some travelling. Going to travel. It's a big enough place. Mind you, Australia is as well. You can go walkabout down to the Billabong, like Crocodile Dundee. Wow. Sicily. Whew. I want to make you an offer you can't refuse. Hmm. There is more than one solver. There are hundreds of solvers. You just need the correct one. So Dave's going to court saying that it's all fake. And that Shiloh's not a very nice man. So, you have your solve, and then Hush Whisper has his or hers. Hmm. Time will tell, Five. Time will tell. But everybody believes that they are correct. Just read me the poem that had all the answers. No, you don't. If you read the poem, that line, those two lines, there's an answer right there. Simple. That's simple gets. There you go. Trusted. He just beat you. You're second now, Five. Well, actually, Hush was first, so then Trusted you, Dave, Man from the East, everybody else. I still ask the same questions though. Is your chest in water and not underwater? If not, why did Forrest say that? There you go, Dave. So now you're behind Dave. Why does it halt? Begin it where rum stops. Well, warm water is red water. On the waterway. Now I'm saying that Dave is ahead of Five Leaf. You're just confirming that Dave is ahead of Five Leaf. But it's not where the rum halts. Might be the death of Superman, but not where the rum halts. Yeah, nothing is as it seems. Dave didn't find a chest there. No, like I say, it's a man-made structure that he is associating his find with, and it's not in water. And all of he can't go right straight to it from Homer Brown and all of those things that Forrest said. No, I'm not saying Dave's wrong, but I'm saying Forrest is a big liar if Dave is correct. Yeah, I believe that the 2 pounds, one is a simple one, which you have to be faithful, and then the other one is hard, difficult, but not impossible. Not one from Cynthia Shaw or well, I disagree. I think that they are very reliable. They will prove what not to do. Well, yeah, but in the chase, you can find your own truth, and it will not be everybody's. It will just be your own truth and your answer, and it will be absolutely correct to you. So, if everybody has a solve, let's look at it this way. There's 101 people. One of them is Forrest. Then there's another 100 people. To those 100 people, their truth is correct to them. But it may not be correct to Forrest. As I was saying earlier, to me, my truth is it's 10 to 1 in the morning. It's not your truth. It's nothing like your truth. But if I was Forrest and I hid the treasure, you would have to agree that it's 10 to 1 in the morning. Even if you don't believe it, you would have to agree to it because it is 10 to 1 in the morning. And that's how it goes. Doesn't matter how much you believe in your truth, it's not your truth you need to be concerned about. It's the truth that Forrest Fenn has. That's where, I feel people are going wrong. They just want to believe in what they believe in. Even though Forrest says, don't believe in the words because they don't mean what you think they do. And he says, don't believe in the things that you see and hear because nothing's as it seems. And yet people want to believe in the things they see and hear and the words that they read and hear. And it's like you're not listening to the man. The man has told you no. No. He says no. Yeah, you can't if you're going outside of the poem and using all of those possibly specialized knowledge, no, no. Just whatever Forrest wanted to happen after he died would happen. No lawsuit. No lawsuit needed. And I trust that Forrest said, "Why is it that I must go?" Because he was going to go. He was going to do stuff, make stuff happen. No, I don't use their information. I use Forrest's information. And then I look at the information that they give out and I think, oh, hang on, that could be because of this. Because of Forrest, not because of what they're saying. Yeah. I agree, no need to explain truths and science, and I'm just showing the connections that are really cool and to turn for search for advice. Well, yeah, Maverick Creek. Can't fault that. Like I've just said, you know, you may have missed it. That solve is a brilliant solve until, you know, tells me the place. And, you know, without the Superman and everything, you know, the solve itself is a good solve. You know, the sill, the palisade, the sill is a good synonym. But they said some people, you know, 200 foot, many 500 feet, and yet the parking lot has, I don't know how many people in it. So how does that explain the fact that there's loads of people there, you know, within 10 foot of the chest? I just go by what Forrest told me, and I look at it and go, well, no, that doesn't make sense. If there were some people, I believe you. I believe you solved those clues and you are honest. But it doesn't make you, not saying you're wrong, but it doesn't make you correct in the eyes of Forrest Fenn. It just makes you as good a solver as Trusted, and as good a solver as Dave, and as good a solver as Bill, and as good a solver as Street, and as good a solver as everybody else. Yeah, they may be all 200-foot searches, but they're all 10-foot searches as well. He could have said there are many people within 10 foot of it, but there are many people within 500 feet. So that would say that there was a place where the more people go, then we're actually 200 feet away from it. That's just it. You have to believe in everything that Forrest said, because Forrest was discounting any solve that didn't have that statement. You know, a blind man can't find the chest was directly aimed at, you know, people finding the chest. Punctuation won't help was directly aimed at people, you know, not finding it. It's in water, not underwater, directly aimed at people. You know, all of these bits of information that Forrest gave has to, has to, has to. You can't ignore it. It has to be part of your soul. You have to understand it. 500 miles west of Toledo, whatever. You have to understand it. You can't ignore it and say, oh, yeah, but Forrest, blah, blah, blah. You know, it doesn't interest me what Forrest said. I got solved out of the poem, and what Forrest said doesn't matter. Of course it matters. He set it all up. So I've got loads of souls, including cyber souls, but I can't use them because they don't tally up with what Forrest said. You have to, have to, have to. If you know the Homer Brown, go right straight to it. Have to. No excuses. Nothing. Has to be in water, not underwater. You have to try and understand what Forrest said and which solution he was referring to. If you're not, then I don't know. Forrest gave out those statements as, did the hot water affect patina? If there's no hot water, why are you even looking at your solve? Just in my opinion, why are you even looking at it? If there is no hot water, why are you looking at your solve as a credible solve? You have to understand why that was said. And if it's not involved in your solve, why is it not involved in your solve when there potentially is two different things that you should be looking for? Does anybody know about my secret treasure? So if you're looking for a chest and not understanding what a secret treasure is, why not? It's information from Forrest that says, you know, and there's more than one statement that indicates there are two things that you're supposed to be looking for. At least two. Because he said the solve is simple. When people know the answer, they will think, why didn't I think of that? Just paraphrased. And then he said, it's difficult but not impossible. Two different things. Same as a secret treasure and a treasure that I've told you about that's in the book. That is the chest that's in the book. Is this the chest that is in the Thrill of the Chase book? Yes. Is that the chest that you've been told about? Is it? Dave Kent and Esther Cross is in the parking lot. They will not sourcing in the lot. No, but there has to be people 500 feet away. There's people 10 feet away. So that statement is nothing to do with the, people parking in the parking lot. Douglas Preston. Warm Forest first plan, not even maybe he's dissolving as well. You keep saying the same things, Idaho. Did it just out? No. What? We can agree more information is in the top 10 sources. It would be suicidal not to listen to it. If you're not believing Forrest, why are you involved in space at all? Dave's Daniel Brown is Eagles nest, so Ham is his soul. Yeah, it's just like I say, it's not too bad a solve, but hey Zozo, how you doing? It's Saturday now, and I have to go to bed. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it doesn't tally up with what Forrest is saying or said. Cross section order to take fan retrieving Yep, yep. No, they were not searching the parking lot. Yes, Maverick Creek is fine, but I'm saying Forrest said there were some people 200 feet away, many 500 feet away. So from the Maverick Creek, 300 feet around there should be a place where there are many people. Which is not, there are many people in the car park. He could have said 200 feet away there are many people because they're in the car park and there's many people there. But he said 500 feet, which means the many people, where do they come from? Where are they? If they're not in the car park, where are these many people in that area around Maverick Creek? So Forrest said use the vlogs for entertainment. So use his information and don't be concerned about what other people are saying. Lucky. Not just the parent. Yeah. Well, Zozo has a solve as well, so that's somebody else in the queue. Well, let's get into the grounds of, well, I think this because so and so said this. So basically, what it boils down to is nobody has faith in Forrest, or not many people have faith in Forrest, and don't want to use what Forrest told us would help in solving it. I don't understand that. Read the book slowly. Read the poem, read the book, read it slowly, read it over and over till something catches up in your brain. Hey, who's Skidoo? It's good to see you in name only. What does Huska mean anyway? I was told that I probably knows the word. I think time will, you know, prove Forrest correct, and whoever the solver is will be correct because of that. I agree. There are just too many inconsistencies. Well, like I say, the chaos or the cold, depending on which way you want to look at it. One may never know. Hmm. Well, the word fraud is weak or tired. So, I did it 79 or 80 and now I'm a fraud. Now I'm fraud. Now I'm fake. And now I'm dead. Or now I'm dying. So, the first one, the chest that you're all supposed to be looking for, possibly looking for, think you found, whatever it is that you're saying, I've done 79 or 80. And now, something else I'm doing. And, why do you need title to gold? I don't get why people are not asking the question. Firecracker, come on, mate. Have you seen Joe Dirt? I'm D-Spade. Oops, in the McCracken pre-trial case with the attorney Kimberly Bell, do you think they would lie in court and place lies in the record? I think not. What Forest connection? Occasion of Forest and what? Yeah, I don't know. Are you in fraud? Forest was a shift. Well, you have to shift and drift. Fraud has gold in it. There's gold in them there words. Yeah, and that's what I've been saying. It has to be Forrest's truth. It doesn't. I was trying to say, here my truth is it's stupid o'clock, and your truth is it's not. And whilst you can believe your truth, if I was Forrest, I don't want your truth. I want my truth. So you have to tell me it's stupid o'clock, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm expecting. If I'm Forrest, I'm expecting to say, Mario, it's stupid o'clock. No, Forrest is stupid o'clock. You know, you you're all claiming that your truth is correct, but it's not your truth that's needed. You believe, as you should, 100% in what you're saying, but when you say something, you have to say it on behalf of Forrest Fenn. See, here's another film that you lot was talking about that I have no idea. I found the treasure with my soul. Dumbfound. Dumbfound. Oh, don't be like that, Mucker. I have to go. I'll keep listening. No, I'll be going as well. So thanks, Lucky, for popping in, but I need to get some sleep because I've got to go to work. Yeah, I never heard of Joe Dirt. And that Bill, somebody or whatever it was. Jack, whatever it was called, I don't know. Thanks, Lucky, though. Yeah, I don't get why people consistently say that their truth is the only truth when Forrest wanted his truth. Well, yeah, there's Davio as well with his, table of elements, 42, or beryl, or um, radon, or whatever it was, or what was the others? Arsenic, as I have gone alone in there, and gold at the end. So the first and the last is, a gold stone, a yellow stone. And that could be my truth or my bias or whatever. But if you're not prepared to look, can you find the gold you have within yourself? No, that treasure is worth finding. Ah, that's nicely said. I think bit by bit, we'll get the answers. And, going forward. Mm. You know, I don't see that this is going to take much longer. And those people that doubt will, have answers. And they might not like those answers, but they'll have answers. But I don't know. Hmm. Well, I think he was referring to the Medium article, wasn't he? You know, support. First was into his. You know, I just think that nobody goes to all that effort to be a fraud. It's simple as that. Nobody goes to all that effort to be a fraud. Well, I did a video talked about Sloane, you being a synonym of Sloane. So, and I sent that to Forrest, capital U, obviously the Amiga as well. So you would have to think that you know, has something to do with Eric Sloane, but then that would indicate that if Eric was important to Forrest, then so should Douglas. I think the brains and the balls needed to do what Forrest did. I just think people are going to be so shocked. Absolutely shocked. If the truth is known. So nobody even wonders why Forrest says, I hope nobody ever finds out. There has to be a reason. Has to be a reason. Doesn't matter what you think about anything. There has to be a reason why Forrest says that. If you don't understand it, then I don't think you have a good enough soul. Yeah. And I can't say, you're incorrect, but there has to be a reason why Forrest said that. If you don't understand it, why not? There had to be a truth in that statement. Who is the real Forrest Fenn? Hope nobody ever finds out. I think Forrest did something, in my opinion, David B's opinion too, that is, the whole world will be shocked. And all of this worrying about a chest will pale into insignificance. It's just, I don't know. I don't see why people don't look, but well, I'll probably leave it there anyway. So remember, a pineapple is a mine. Why would that be important? Along with all the words that are in the poem: trove, keep, chest, go, seek, quest, and others. Why are those words in the poem? Why is there a pineapple? What is a pineapple? So my thoughts were Forrest, however brilliant, and I'm saying, brilliant. He could only hide those words, only hide what he was saying in those words. Now, cipher or not, you have to, anybody, everybody, has to use the information that Forrest gave as confirmers. And if you can't, then ask yourself why not. Can you, in your soul, go right straight to it if you know the home of Brown? Can you ignore the blaze? Why are you worried about the blaze if you know the home of Brown? Can you solve the first two clues, be halfway there metaphorically speaking? Is it academic after you solve the first two clues? Is it in water, not underwater? Etc., etc., etc. In your soul. All of those statements have to apply to the soul for it to be correct. That's how I see it. All of those statements. Can't just take a couple of them. All of those statements have to apply to the soul. Or to your, no, not to the soul, to your understanding of the poem. So if you have correctly solved the poem, forget the solve, as a find a chest. If you solved the poem, all of those things you have to understand. Now, I don't think it's going to last much longer, trusted. I'm pretty certain of that. Gaia. Woohoo. Yeah, and idea too. Yeah, Gaia. And idea. All wanted to be right. So I think there was always going to be chaos, because Forrest wrote in the poem, your effort will be worth the cold. I think that's where we are. So if you go from that bit, so hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you are brave and in the wood, I'll give you title to the gold. So we're at that point. Who is brave and in the wood? And again, that could say, if you're confident, contact Forrest. If you're brave and in the park. If you're brave and in the park, wow. If you're in the park, you'd have to be brave, wouldn't you? If you're brave and in the park, If you are brave and in the park, I'll give you title to what? It's not the chest. Chest has took and gone in peace. This is something totally different. Totally different. Take the chest, go in peace. See ya. Finished. Gone. I've done it 79 or 80. Done that. It's gone. Chest is gone. Took it and went in peace. I've done that. Now, and now I am weak. Done that one. And now I am something else. So Forrest, in my opinion, used his words to tell us about the chase. We just had to listen. Well, yeah, you might need a cipher. I agree with that. Why was Forrest found out with by the founder of his treasure chest? Because he had the first poem that was sold to go with it. Was he? Maybe. But that does, show that there are two poems. There had to be. You don't take 15 years to write a poem, and then Douglas come along and say, I saw the first draft. What? What? You saw the first draft of a 15-year poem and said it was too easy. What? 15-year poem, you saw the first draft. What, did it take 30 years to write? No. So there has to be a reason. You have to understand that in your soul. Why Douglas Preston says, I saw the first draft. Too easy. Oh, it'll take 1,000 years for him to solve it. But the statement is, saw the first draft of a 15-year poem. Well, you're just going to write it again. Here's the first draft, took me 15 years. Here you go. What do you reckon? Oh, it's too easy. Oh no, another 15 years, I've got to write another poem. And you have to understand those things. Those things you have to understand. If it takes 15 years to write a poem and somebody saw the first draft and said it was too easy, then there's another 15 years to change that first draft into something else. or something else, took place. But you have to try and understand that. There has to be a reason why those things were said. Maybe not. I give you all. Yeah, exactly, Idaho. I know. But, people don't want to listen. And yet, what if there's just one location? I could have wrote the poem first, could have hit the chest first. There was only ever going to be one location. There was only ever going to be one location. What was that statement saying? There was only ever going to be one location. Could have wrote the poem first, could have hit the chest first. There was only ever going to be one location. Did you know the clues before you wrote the poem? Those sort of questions. You're not asking yourself those questions and you're not trying to find answers to them. But the statement is there was only ever going to be one location. Does that mean there was only one location? One. All those clues. One location. I'm going to talk about one location. So, is it simple? Does Forrest give you all the information? Absolutely. But you don't want to believe that information because your solve is better than the information he's giving. No, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. You choose to ignore the information that Forrest gives, and he says, words don't mean what you think they do, and nothing is as it seems. But he could have told everybody there was only ever going to be one location. 9 clues about one location. There was only ever going to be one location. And I could be wrong. I'm not afraid to say I could be wrong. But I am quite content to tell everybody, listen, Forrest said, what if? If you're not prepared to think what if, then more for you. The statements are there. The facts are there. You just don't want to believe the facts. You want to believe whatever you want to believe is your truth. I want to believe what Forrest really told me. All of us. I want to believe that. And I want to work at understanding that and listening to what is being said. So if there is only one location, why are you going in the canyon down? Why are you going for no place for the meek? Why are you going blah, 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 when there's only one location? So you have to try and understand the poem, the simple poem that, Douglas said, well, they'll probably solve it really quickly. No, don't worry, it'll take 1,000 years. So, yeah, Forrest gave us all the answers. If I told you the home of Brown, you go right to it. Why are you going anywhere else? Why are you going anywhere else? Why? Sold the first 2 clues, went right by the chest. Why are you going anywhere else? I don't get it. If your solve takes you away from the chest, then it's your own fault. Forrest told you where it was. All of us. Why are you worried about the blaze if you know the home of Brown? Don't worry about the blaze. If you know the home of Brown, where does that come in your poem? Pretty high up on the list of possible clues. If you know the home of Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? If I told you the home of Brown, you go right straight to it. Some people have solved the first 2 clues, walk right by the chest. 2 clues. 2. Solve 2 clues. 50% there, metaphorically speaking. Solve the first 2 clues. After that's academic. Just paraphrasing. So Forrest is giving you all the truths, all of them. But you're making up your own truths and deciding that Forrest meant something else. But he didn't. Anyway, I've got to go. Sometimes you have to conduct what if drills. Hey, Frank. Oh, my God. Can't see that occurring. There's a lot of duality in the chase. Yes, there's a lot of contradictions in there too. I think Frank's going to sort out Dave, man from the east. Well, ask AI if there's only one spot. I found a clue. 2 second locations to North Cemetery. But what if there isn't a second location? There was only ever going to be one spot. Only ever going to be one spot. One. There's only going to be one. You've got 9 clues for one place. Yet no one has the chest. Maybe the poem has 3-dimensional love. Maybe it does. Maybe the poem has a way to know and a way to end it. Because Forrest said that. Did you find that? Ask AI about the way to know and the way to end it. Have to use it in your solve because Forrest gave you that as information. There is a way to know, but I'm leaving that for the finder. Can't end the chase if I wanted to. Why not? Why not? Does that factor into your solve? Can't end the chase if I wanted to. Ooh, some people saying they don't like it. It is what it is. There is nothing shy about either Frank or Dave. Hang on, Forrest told him to use that name, Shy Guy. Even that is a synonym of tired and weak. I've done it 79 or 80 and now I'm shy. I'm the shy guy from the east. Is that Forrest? Bear thought for the author of the memoir that Pam said she thought Forrest wrote. Forrest is the finder. I've done it 79 or 80 and now I'm shy. Remember, tired is septuagenarian and octogenarian. 79 or 80, that could be. Shy can also mean short of. It can indeed. It can mean many things, shy can. You'll be surprised what shy means. So you're short of guy. Hey, short of guy. Shy means tired. Are you a tired guy? Or a weak guy? Or whatever? All the answers loosen up food you found his treasure chest. Not the. Yeah, there's a. Like I say, there's a simple solve, which people can think, why don't I think of that? And there's a difficult but not impossible solve, which is, solve the goddamn poem. Excuse my French. I think everybody's going to find their own solve in this poem. That's what was supposed to happen. And Forrest, I don't know. If you're thinking about the chest, forget it. This is not about the chest. It's not about the chest. It's not about the chest. But it is about title to the gold. And that is alone altogether. And, it doesn't matter how good your solve is. And I've been there, trust me. It doesn't matter how good your solve is. Unless you understand everything that Forrest said, I don't think it'll be a correct solve. I had lots of solves. More than enough. Putting the wrong info into a computer can only. Yeah, that problem as good as the human that's using it. Yeah, 100% agreeing with that, Idaho. Yeah, there's only one way in. Exactly, David. There's only one way. Only one way in. The shy guy from back east. Back east. The shy guy from back east, not from the east. Most rangefinders have a in a 3-foot square area. What about what are your odds of finding a chest in a 9-mile hole? What are the odds of that? Probably better than you think. Hey, Wig, how are you? I'm going now, I'm sorry, Wig, but not just because you turned up, but I'm glad you have. It's 25 to 2, and I'm up in, well, 4:30, 4:45. 3 hours? 3 hours. And then I'm at work, so I will love you all and leave you. I hope that my pineapple come mine video is sitting well with people. So basically, I did, pineapple, but it was about mine and some of the words that are synonyms in the poem that I think are pretty important and should be looked at. And I've said it because Barb is another synonym in there, but Barb was doing her video and Azure Blue brought up the pineapple mine. So I thought, what a better just put some information out there because now it's already out. That information is already out by somebody, so I don't mind, putting out why it's possible good information. Where to start? The previous years, 88 and looking notes, 79, 80, June to true 80. A true 80. Might I add, Castle on the stage. Finally, that spot is revealed in the cracking module feature. Okay, so Brian Gates' channel start at 16. Might I add, Castle on the stage. The find exact spot. Oh, is that so? I dug a post hole yesterday. Oh, holy crap. Don't dig where you're not supposed to. Are you rich now? Don't take it off, otherwise you need a big... That's the big post hole. I'm very interested. Hang on, Dave. We'll start talking about your digging up and digging down in a minute. Davey B never digs down. He always has to dig up, living down there. So he is digging up in a hole. Aren't you, Davey? Oh no, that'd be weird. So if he starts digging down, at what point, through the earth, does he actually dig upwards? It's weird to imagine that you're always digging down. And then when you get to that point, actually, you probably never would dig up, would you? Because the earth would just fall in on top of you. So you'd always be, no, because you'd be digging up then, wouldn't you? And the dirt would be falling on top of you. That's a weird thought, isn't it? So you start like this, And at some point, to get out the other side, you'd have to be doing that. Crazy. Ah, Clampett. That's the hillbillies. Legal truths and possible instructions. Interesting. Well, I must go. I thank all 20 of you for taking the time to visit me. I don't understand what happened at the beginning. I may have gone over the words twice, but when I looked on here, it said I was only live for a minute. I'm like, hang on, I've just gone through all these words on the Here Per Word app. I've only been live for a minute. Well, I think I should say, believe that there is a good map in the poem that is, what's the word? A chameleon. No, a shapeshifter. Morph. It is able to morph to be wherever you want to be in the right place at the right time. So, thank you very much for watching. I shall love you and leave you, and my computer's playing up again. I didn't get it from Paul, did I? He didn't give me the money. Excuse me. He's supposed to give me 100,000 something or other. Never happened. Whatever happened to Indy? I kept walking over the spot twice. What size gate? Come here. You can decide what size gate and what size driveway I can have. I would end the stream, but oops. Here we go. Thank you. Ciao for now. Take care. Have a good rest of the afternoon, evening, whatever it is, or morning day could be. Work for me in 3 hours. Scary thought that is. Hope somebody's going live to keep you guys and girls busy, busy, busy. Oh, movement. Oh, come down here and stream. Nope. Eventually I will. I think that's it. No. Crazy, crazy, crazy machine. Yes, and almost like music will no longer be live. Yes, I want to end. Get out in. I need a new laptop. I don't know. I'm pressing the buttons, nothing's happening.